My guest is Jeremy Hague, and we're going to talk about Vodburner.
Thanks heaps for having me on the show, Michelle. So our company's been working with Skype. We're based in Melbourne, Australia, and we've been recording all sorts of Skype calls ever since, for the last 5 years. And really, in the last probably year, 18 months, Skype video has just gone through the roof. And you mentioned Vodburner. Well, that was around for recording just normal audio calls on Skype, recording to MP3, that sort of thing. And then Skype video came out, and it was getting some traction, and then it really took off. And we wanted to come out and release Vodburner, which is really Vodburner's big brother. And that's all things, Skype video. And so we put Vodburner out. We're just coming up to around 6 months now since it's been out. And Skype video has just been going crazy. You remember the volcano ash when that happened?
Yeah, from Iceland, not too long ago, the very late spring, right?
Yeah, well, the numbers around Skype video went through the roof while that was happening. I think with the global downturn as well, a lot of companies, instead of flying people around as much, they're using Skype video more. So, Vodburner hit the market at an interesting time, and we've tried to make the product really simple to use. It records your Skype video, but it really is a lot more than that, because you can go in and edit and make interesting interviews out of your video. Because really, if you're recording, a video Skype call, you're left with two files. Jeremy talking and Michelle talking. So we want to present that in a more of an interview type way, where you can change the cameras. You can have just me or just you, and then you can have side by side, on a 6 o'clock news, that sort of thing. It listens to who's talking at what time, and it'll try and figure out which cameras to show. And the cool thing is you can go and change that as well. So if it doesn't get it spot on, or you want to experiment with something else, you can go in and change that. So Vodburner, it records, and then it has all the editing capabilities. And we took a bit of a gamble there with the editing side. We put a lot of work into that before it even hit the market, because you can watch video on the web and just see two heads, and if you're watching a 45-minute interview or even an hour interview, it gets a bit monotonous. So we tried to make it have cool editing features. You can do cool stuff with Vodburner, like adding in text, background music, pictures, heaps of cool stuff. So you can really dress up your videos quite a lot. And we're totally free. We're the sort of one of the leaders to do with Skype video. And the cool thing is, with Skype, you can talk to somebody, in Australia like this, totally for free. Record it with Vodburner for free, and editing and stuff. It's pretty cool how the web's enabled that. We're really riding on Skype's coattails with having such cool video capabilities.
For the people that aren't familiar with Skype, that is the first thing you need to download, and just go to skype.com, and I'll have the link under this, and download it. It's totally free. And then once you have that, you can either do just audio or video, or even just chat text messages to people from all over the world who also have Skype. So you start there, then you download Vodburner.
I've done a few of these interviews now with people interested in what we're doing. And I've actually picked up, when I started doing this, I had no idea, talking to you like this and then looking down here all the time and having poor lighting. And even I picked up a tip. Someone interviewed me and they actually put a backdrop, like a sheet, you would, like a drop sheet when you're painting, that sort of thing behind me. So I've tried to improve my interviews, because some of the early ones I did was in my office, and there's all, books and whatever behind me, and tried to have just a neutral color behind me, a light on my, an overhead light, and even I've actually got a little lamp set up here as well to have a second light. And then there's the light off my screen. I've got you on Skype here and me in a small window, and then white behind that, so it's getting a lot of light. I'm using a little Skype earpiece here, which sort of tweaked this actually gives me pretty good quality sound on Skype as well.
The earpiece that you're talking about, I always use earphones and a microphone as well. What I notice is that when I'm interviewing someone who doesn't, and their speakers are up, I sort of get feedback. I can hear myself through their audio, and it feeds back. So
that's terrible when it's like that.
Yeah, and so what's the way around that? Just basically to have an earpiece and a microphone, right?
Yeah, well, if you're just using like your computer speakers and the computer mic, it's really, you're going to get feedback and all that in there. So definitely, I mean, you can get these things for like $10 now, and that probably make your audio sound 3 times as good. So I definitely recommend getting a headset. I've got a good headset is made by a company called Free Talk, and they make stuff just for Skype. I've actually got a headset sort of like your one as well, and I was going to I use that sometimes, but today I'm just using the little earpiece one. But it's not that expensive. I think the Free Talk stuff's about $30 for a headset. It makes such a big difference on Skype for sure.
You have one other product. Tell me what it is besides Callburner and Vodburner.
Yeah, so we have one that we came out originally with, which is called Skylook, which is SKYLOOK. And this is more like a business type one. So if you're using Microsoft Outlook, which is the huge email client that mainly businesses and stuff use, what we link Skype into your inbox. So it does things like recording. You can click on an email from me. Instead of clicking reply, you get your Skype buttons there. So you can just call me on Skype. And we record those calls and save them into your inbox as well. So the name Skylook we took Skype and Outlook and pushed them together.
Great.
So that's what we came up with first, and then Callburner was our audio recording one, and now Vodburner, which is our video one. So
and you did
we've been
say
working
it
with
was
Skype
free.
for a while.
You did, and you did say it was free, but there's also a version that I bought that is ad free. So you have a couple different versions, something for everybody.
Yeah, so we're totally free with Vodburner, but it puts a watermark in your video. Right. And for a lot of people, they're not fussed with that. If they're using it for personal use or whatever. And then we have people that if you buy it, it's really cheap. It's $9.95 a month. It's a simple PayPal deal. It takes out the watermark, and you get some enhanced features, which is stuff like adding background music and adding text to your videos, so you can put subtitles in and do all that yourself. But you raise an interesting point, because Vodburner will give you 2 nicely recorded video files that you can plug into Sony Vegas or something like that you're familiar with, and we're cool for people to do that as well. So the editing stuff's there. It's pretty basic, but it fills the need if you don't have one of those high-end programs. But we try and make it easy to plug the files into those high-end programs too if you use them. So
I was so happy to have found you. Thanks so much. I hope this helps lots of other people. And thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thanks heaps for having me, Michelle.